And let's talk. Let's go. I wanted to go in depth on this because this is.
Oh, did we say that Finn Balor returned?
No, we're gonna talk about it right now though. So I wanted to talk about Finn Balor returning, and then you said you want to talk about how they should handle his return. So before we get into that, let's talk about what happened. Basically, it was a live event in Buffalo. We talked about it last week, but we didn't really know what was happening. But it turns out, yes, it was real. He did make his return.
I saw the clips of it, and it seemed like it was Samoa Joe, Triple H, Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and who else?
Chris Jericho.
Like, what a card is... That's a crazy card for a fucking house show.
I really...
You don't get matches like that on Raw.
I really want to see that. Like, I want to see that match done, like, on a pay-per-view quality level. Like, that match, to me... Like, I love all 6 of those guys right now.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe is doing great stuff. I really like him so far.
Oh, yeah, he's badass.
Finn Balor, obviously, he's my favorite wrestler. I just bought an action figure.
Oh. My dad's going to be so proud of you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, hey, Dad. You know what's funny? The whole time we've been doing the show, Finn Balor has been injured the whole time. That makes me sad.
The entire time. What if our show has to end? Like, something happens, we can't have the show now because Finn's back.
Well, whenever he gets injured again, or when he retires, then we can come back.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be back in, like, 6 years.
Oh, man. I'm going to be so happy whenever he returns, and on the thumbnail for the YouTube video, I can actually download a photo of him and put him up there. Oh, it's going to be so great.
Oh, we could put up our picture. Be like, we give us, like, gray beards or something because it took so long.
Yeah, it did take a long time, but the actual meeting Finn was really quick.
It was.
So it was cool though. It was a cool.
They had a great card for this live event, but guess what? They had Finn Balor return, but not on Raw. He did not come back on Raw this week. You surprised, disappointed? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, the fanboy inside of me is disappointed.
As a big Finn Balor fan, like, what does that make you feel?
Here's the deal, right? So, if Finn Balor were to return on Monday, I would say, okay, there's one of two things you could do. One, if Seth Rollins can't compete at WrestleMania, can't compete in a match,
which he can,
which I'm going to say he can, then you know what? It's not hard to just have Finn Balor come in and replace him. You could just write a reason as to why Seth and Finn patch things up. You know,
I think that would be awful.
He's like, I know how it feels to be injured too.
I would have hated that opinion. If that happened, it would have been so dumb.
Well, I mean, they're pretty much on the same side. So
yeah, but like they're gonna have to explain it pretty well.
Finn Balor, Finn Balor Triple H to me is a really good match that could happen. I think it's a good replacement for him. Number 2, I
don't even think it needs a replacement, though. I think Triple H only has a match if it's for Seth Rollins. You don't have Triple H come out for no reason.
Well, after this week, I will agree with you there. You can't build a match with Finn Balor in 2 weeks. But, Samoa Joe doesn't have anything to do. I'm sure he'll be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I think he might win it. And
I hope they put him something more interesting than that. He deserves better because Andre the Giant Memorial Royal is worth nothing.
Well, I'm sure he'll be out there with Triple H, and when Seth Rollins calls him out and stuff. Unless worst comes to worst, there isn't a match and they actually do that, I'm sure Finn will return that. I think Finn will return at WrestleMania in that setting. So.
Oh, I think he might even. He'll probably show up the night after Raw, but. There's a chance he might even just show up at WrestleMania to do something.
Look, it's Seth Rollins. Well, I guess you could have Sami Zayn do something too, but...
Oh, what if Seth Rollins wins, but then Finn comes out and he's like, what? What? I thought you were bad.
Well, the thing is, you got to remember that Finn had never lost the Universal title, and it'd be dumb for him to not go right after it.
But people like Roman and people like Seth are going to be right on that too, so...
It's weird to me, but... really, I think that guy, honestly, if I'm getting my fanboy mentality out of the way, I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. You could put him in any spot and he'll thrive. I think he'll do great.
Kind of akin to AJ Styles.
The
only thing is, now that we got the fanboy opinion, I'm not like trying to be mean about that. I'm just being honest.
No, that's literally what I call it.
If you're going to have something as an ace in the hole, something you save, something that's special, Night After Raw is more important. Is very important. Dolph Ziggler cashes in Money in the Bank when Night After Raw. Exciting things happen night after, Raw after WrestleMania. I keep saying that wrong. Why give up such an, exciting prospect like that when you keep it in the back of your card and make it as most interesting as you can? Would you rather Finn's first WrestleMania match be something so minuscule, or would you rather for the next year wonder, wow, what's he going to be like in WrestleMania? And wonder instead of no?
I think no matter, what match are you giving? What match are you saying that he's going to be in? Are you saying the Triple H match?
Oh, no, I'm not saying he'd be in a match. I'm saying you save him, have his first WrestleMania be something special.
You mean you don't like, you just agreed with my idea of him coming out to save Seth Rollins? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not even that. That's a hypothetical. I'm talking realistic. Save him. If you want something and as an ace in the hole, as an exciting pop to save, you save him. You don't use that right away. Don't shoehorn him into something just to get it to work.
Right.
Also, for the next year until April 2018, they could have, what's Finn Balor going to be like in WrestleMania? Like his first WrestleMania, how is he going to crack under the pressure? Like, what's it going to be like? You can wonder what it's going to be like instead of he was in this winky dink match for his first WrestleMania.
In my as where it stands right now, my ideal thing where he comes back to save Seth, like he isn't in a match. I wouldn't have him come back as the Demon. I'd probably just have him, come out of there with his freaking super overpriced jacket, and beat up like, oh, it's Finn Balor, and he does the forearms to Samoa Joe, and it's like, and then his music plays. I want to have him come back as like the Demon. Like, I think if you're gonna have, like, first off, you can't have the Demon do a run in. That'd be weird. But even then, he's not in a match. He's just saving his frenemy.
Yeah, but you said as a replacement Triple H, no. Also, I still don't think he has anything to do with that rivalry. I think that's shoehorning to the utmost extent. You do not put him in that spot. He has nothing to do with it. He has something to do with Triple H, Seth Rollins on his own, and they'll deal with that when it's time. It would make no sense why Finn Balor would save Seth Rollins, the guy who laughed at him when he lost his title.
I think the writers forgot about that.
Well, they shouldn't, because that was that's a good storyline segment they can use.
I completely imagine. I'm sure Seth will do the thing at whatever the pay-per-view after WrestleMania is with like Samoa Joe or something. He'll have a feud with him. After that feud's over, he wins the final match. I'm sure by then Finn will be Universal Champion. Finn's celebrating. He won in the main event of the pay-per-view. Seth Rollins' music hits, and they have a stare down. Boom.
You can do face-to-face. You don't have to turn him heel.
No, they don't have. They can both be faces. It's just like,
I know. I'm agreeing.
That like two big stars in a match. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be completely awesome.
Oh, I'd be super hyped for that match. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Check your pulse if you wouldn't. If you like wrestling, that's a good match.
Oh, definitely. Rematch too, considering the SummerSlam one.
The first time wasn't what it could have been, even though it was good.
Yeah, Finn didn't really have any character development, but I feel like this injury sort of... Same with Seth Rollins' injury. They've had very similar arcs in that sort of way. Like, the injury sort of, like, built a character for him, where like, the most... Like, I know for those 4 weeks that Finn was on TV before SummerSlam, they really sort of forced character on him. The debut, where he won, was like, oh, he's really freaking good. Like, he's a really good wrestler. He might actually win. And, the next one, he reads the scripted promo. It sucks. It's like, whatever. Then he talks about the demon, and then he comes out as the demon. Blah, blah, blah.
I thought when he explained the backstory about Finn, the hero, and Balor, the demon, like, about how his name is literally, like, one guy's good, one guy's bad. I thought that was really interesting.
It's interesting, but, like, it's not... It doesn't give you sympathy for him. But whenever he came out after SummerSlam, relinquished the title... You knew what he was going through. You knew, like, oh my God, I feel so bad for him. Like, that, I think, developed his character more than any writing could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's most I had to say. Very excited to see him back, but only in the right way.
Do you think he beats Brock Lesnar?
What?
If Brock Lesnar wins at WrestleMania, do you think he beats Brock Lesnar?
Clean?
Yeah.
This is super hypothetical, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, this is Brock Lesnar is more than likely, my opinion,
going to be Universal champion.
I think he's going to beat Goldberg, and Finn's going to come. I just made that noise. Finn's going to come back looking for that Universal title shot. That's just.
I guess he could.
Mm-hmm. It's just I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, it makes sense.
It's not a match
versus the Beast sounds like
it's not a match I care to see personally.
The Demon versus the Beast.
I don't care much about Brock Lesnar at all.
Yeah, he's
just okay.
We talk
he's
about
not
that.
Someone in 2017 I get hyped about.
Yeah, we talk about that in Picks of the Week this week.
We do.
He's watered down now, in my opinion. But yeah, I agree. So, that was just a hypothetical. I was throwing it out there just to see what you would say because that's kind of interesting.